That is right. All the best bands here on Live and Kicking, and NKOTB will be in the hot seat with Andy a little bit later on. But Aric is back. Welcome, Aric.
Hi.
To read some more letters out and get your wonderful advice on them.
That's awfully nice of you.
I think we should get cracking because we've got a lot of letters to get through today. I'll read out the first one. Dear Aric, I'm so sad. Sometimes I wish my life would end. Ever since I've been at secondary school, which is 2 years, I've been bullied very badly. It never happened at my old school, but we had to move from a nice area to a rougher one because my dad walked out on us. The sort of thing they do is throw my school bag into a muddy field. They push me over and run on shouting, sorry, ha ha. They hide my sports kit, they stole my packed lunch and destroyed my program on the computer. One of them gave me a really bad bruise, but I told my mum I'd fallen over because she's got enough to worry about. I can't tell anyone at school because it would get worse. Please don't say fight back because there are too many of them and I would get hurt even worse. What can I do? And this is from Thomas.
Well, you know, it's funny how many people have been bullied. I was bullied, not at school, but there was a guy who was 4 years older than me in our neighborhood who bullied me and quite a few other people. Even Frank Bruno has been bullied, believe it or not. Almost everybody I know at some point has been bullied. And the awful thing about it is that it isn't quite taken as seriously as it should be, that people are worried about saying no to drugs and lots of other things which can sort of screw you up when you're growing up. But bullying can do an awful lot of damage while you're growing up. It can change the way that your personality would turn out. And the really important thing is not to keep it to yourself, that the difference between being an adult and not being an adult is that when you're younger, you don't think there's any solution and you can't see any solutions. And so you keep it quiet. You think, what's the point? If I tell the teachers, the bullies will find out and they'll hammer me even worse. If I tell my parents, they'll tell the teachers and everybody will think I'm a real wimp because I've told mommy and daddy, haven't I? So the key is to tell somebody you can trust. Now, if there isn't somebody like an older brother or sister, and the first person you should tell if you can is an older brother or sister, because even people like myself who bullied my younger brother, if anybody bullied him, they got a good hammering from me. And you shouldn't really forget that your brothers might very well bully you, but if anybody else touches you, they don't like it, and the same with older sisters. Tell somebody, and there actually is now an anti-bullying line you can ring, free of charge, which, if you have your pen and pencil ready afterwards, we'll give you the number for. I imagine that you were probably bullied at some point?
I was bullied at some point, and actually my older sister stepped in and helped me. So there you go. Now the advice is, Thomas, you must tell somebody, and if you are listening to us, go and get a pen and paper ready because I'm going to give you a number and an address and everything later that you can call, and also the address for Aric's fact sheet. Okay, so get your pens and papers ready. Right, let's get on to the second letter. Dear Aric, my problem is I suffer from asthma very badly. I do 4 sports at school: netball, rounders, swimming and running. I love them all, but I find it a real strain with my asthma. My mum said I should give up 1 or 2 of them, and sometimes I would like to, but it seems like giving in. What do you think? And this is from Sarah. I think she does a phenomenal amount of sports, personally, don't you?
Well, quite honestly, I think that most people without asthma would find it a bit of a strain. I really think that to give advice just like that, to give up or not to give up, isn't any good. Really, asthma is becoming an increasing problem for a growing number of people. Even I never had asthma before. Suddenly a year ago, I think because of the pollution, if I exercise a lot, I have a bit of difficulty breathing. And like you, I can't do quite what I did before. So the best thing is go to your GP. He or she is the one who really knows what you can and can't do. And there's also a couple of new treatments around. There isn't just one sort of spray. There's really 2 major types that you can use. Chat it over with your GP, and at the end of the day, your GP is going to say to you, what do you think? What can you handle? And if it's a question of, giving in, I wouldn't look at it that way, because if you don't give in when you need to, your body's going to give in. So if it's too much of a strain, don't look at it as giving in. It's common sense. Just don't overdo it. But go to your GP and explain to him or her that you want to do some more exercise, but you don't want to end up, with serious problems. And they'll be able to tell you really what you can handle and what you can't.
Good advice, Sir Aric.
Thanks.
Hope you listened to that, Sarah. It's good advice. Now, the final letter. Dear Aric, I'm a 14-year-old girl and I've just fallen out with my boyfriend and I can't stop thinking about him as I see him nearly every day. I think in a way I hate him because when we fell out, he told a friend that I was a slag, and that really hurt me as it isn't true. Please help me to get over him. And that's from a Take That fan.
Well, the truth is that whether you're your age or whether you're my age, that just because you've suddenly fallen out doesn't mean your feelings stop the day afterwards. That kind of unrequited love can go on for a really long time.